All right, in the factoring process, after you decide if you can factor out a monomial, which is what we just practiced, the second action in factoring is to count the terms in what you're factoring, because the number of terms determines which factoring strategy you can use. And if there's 2 terms, we call it a binomial, and it has its own technique. If there's 3 terms, it is a trinomial. And if there are 4 terms, it is a quadnomial. So I think the most challenging type of factoring is the trinomial. So we usually start with that one so that we get the most practice out of it. And just to give it a name, we call this regular ABC factoring. So for example, if you have a factoring expression 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. This has 3 pieces, so it's a trinomial. And when you factor it, you turn it into 2 pairs of parentheses. One of them is 2x minus 1. The other is x plus 3. ABC factoring gets its name because the first term in both binomials multiply to give you a. The second term in both binomials multiplies to give you C, and then we'll talk about where the B term goes later. But that's what we're going to learn today, is how do you factor a trinomial? And that's where it fits on your chart. Okay, so let's move to the second page now. Factoring trinomials. Okay, so you might want to put, this is topic 7, day 2. And I know it sounds funny, but I want you to write the word notes, because when we turn in notes, sometimes we forget that these are notes. So this paper will be turned in. Okay, so definition of factoring trinomials is to change an equation from polynomial form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, to factored form, which has 2 pairs of factors equal to 0. Here's your basic steps. Step 1, you're going to list all possible factors of a and c. Step 2, you're going to test combinations of factors. And this is where you're going to have to guess which combination will work. And the better guesser you are, the less work you have to do. So we'll talk about some guessing strategies. Number 3, substitute the factors into factored form. So factored form, put a box around that. That is what your answer is going to be, is factored form. And then check your answer by multiplying. You always want to check your answer by multiplying because of how we put the numbers into the factors. Okay, so here we go. Polynomial form, this is going to be the example. So in this example, notice it's in standard form. The x squared is first, then the x, then the number comes last. It has to be in standard form for this to work. If it's mixed up, it won't work. So you have to put it into standard form. Okay, A is the 6, B is the 5, and C is the negative 6. So step 1, list all possible factors of A and C. So A is 6. So 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 1 times negative 6 is 6. Negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. On the A term, we don't use the double negatives. So I want you to write a little message, no double negatives on the A term. So although you're going to want to list those out, You don't actually use them. Now, on the C term, yeah, you can use double negatives where appropriate. Our C term is a -6. So things that multiply to get a -6 is 1 times -6, -1 times +6, 2 times -3, -2 times +3. Those are all the ways we can multiply two numbers to get a -6. All right, that's your first step. List the factors of A, list the factors of C. Okay, now we're going to go to step 2. Test the combinations of factors. We want to know what is going to give us our B value. And in the case of this example, our B is a +5, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, so there are two basic patterns you need to learn. The first one is you're going to multiply first terms and second terms. So for this combination, we're doing 2 and 3, we're doing these two right here. So what do we mean by first terms and second terms? Okay, you're going to take the first term in each group, which is 2 and 2. So 2 times 2 is the first terms. Then you're going to multiply the second terms, 3 times -3. So 2 times 2, first term, 3 times -3, second term. That gives you 4 minus 9, which is -5. We're looking for a +5. So no, that's not it. We're not done with those two though, because the other way that you want to multiply, and we're going to add this one down here, is insides and outsides. So using the same two pairs, we're going to multiply the inside 2, which is 3 times 2, plus multiply the outside 2, 2 times -3. That gives us 6 minus 6, which is also a no. We didn't get our 5. We got a 0. If you've tried the same two pair both ways, first and seconds, insides and outsides, then you can write no, it is not those two pair, and we're done with it. We're done with that combination. Okay, so we're going to, because the -5 was really close to the 5, I'm going to keep the 2 and 3, and I'm going to try it with -2 times 3. So first terms and second terms would be 2 times -2 and 3 times 3. So first terms, second terms. So 2 times -2 for first terms, 3 times 3 for second terms. That would be -4 plus 9, which is 5. We have our winner. So it's that factor pair and that factor pair that are the winner. Once you've got your winner, now you're ready for step 3, which is you're going to substitute the factors into factored form. The X term goes in the first position. So my A's go in the first position. So those two numbers are my A's. So I put 2 and 3, which were my A factors. And since my A term was 6x squared, the X's just get split. Okay, then in the other position, we're going to put the C factors. So our C factors were -2 and 3. So I'm going to put -2 and +3. Okay, so once you get it in position, now you're going to need to check and see if you get what you started with. So we're going to take 2x minus 2 times 3x plus 3. And we want to do it in columns. So 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times 3 is +6x. Switch rows. Now distribute the -2. -2 times 3, and this goes underneath of the other x term. So that's -6x. And then -2 times 3 is -6. Add it up. We get 6x squared The middle drops out, and we get -6. Now, that's not what we started with. So we have the wrong order. So what do you do if it's the wrong order? If it's the wrong order, you switch the C's, not the A's. The A's stay put. Switch the C's and remultiply. So if you look at this second row, the A's are still 2x, 3x, but now the C's are +3 - 2. And then you multiply again to make sure you get what you started with. And when you do, you get what you started with. 6x squared plus 5x minus 6. So the answer that you have to this is 2x plus 3 times 3x minus 2. That's what you're going for, is factored form. All right, flip the page to the back side. All right, we're going to practice. And for the first couple assignments, we're going to use this boxed form so that you fill in each of the boxes. It just kind of helps you know what step you're on. After that, you can use your own paper. Okay, so problem number 1 that we're going to try is 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. So remember, A is the first number, B is the second number, C is the third number. So step 1, and the directions are right here. List all possible factors of A and C. Okay, so A is 3, so 1 times 3, and -1 times -3, which we don't use. Now, if there's only one choice, then that's going to be your winner. You already know what those factors are going to be, which cuts down on your workload. Okay, factors of C. C is 2. So 1 times 2, -1 times -2. Now, if you just randomly start guessing, there's like 8 ways this thing can go, or 1, 2, 4. 4 ways this thing can go. But this is where you can be a smart guesser. If your choices are double positive and double negative, and your B value is a positive, there's no way you can add 2 negatives and get a positive. 2 negatives added together gets a big negative. So it's probably not going to be that one, because that wouldn't give us a +5. So we're going to try this way. And we're going to try firsts and seconds. So here we go. First term times first term is 1 times 1 plus second term times second term. So 3 times 2. So 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. We're looking for our B value. Our B value is 5. So 7 is not it. So that's a no. But we're not done with that pair, because we have to try it the other way, which is insides and outsides. So here we go. Inside 2, so 3 times 1, plus the outside 2, 1 times 2 equals 3 plus 2, which is 5. So that's what we wanted. We wanted our B value, which is 5. So we have a winner. Those are the 2 factor pairs. All right, so draw your 2 pairs of parentheses. Remember that the A term goes first in each pair. So I have a 1 and a 3 for my A term. Split the X's. Okay, your C term goes in the second position. And we're going to go +1, +2. Okay, so the last box is to make sure that your C's are in the correct location. So we're going to multiply these together and see if we get what we started with. So here we go. 1x times 3x is 3x squared. 1x times 2 is 2x. Now distribute the 1. 1 times 3x is 3x. 1 times 2 is 2. And add them up. You get 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. I usually only try to take up half the space because if I do need to switch my c's, I need room to switch them and try again. As it is, though, this is what I started with. So my c's are good. We are done. We have the correct answer. All right, let's do another one. This is problem number 2. It's going to be 8x squared minus 14x minus 15. So your A is 8, your B is negative 14, your C is negative 15. Okay, start by listing all the factors of A. So for the number 8, you could do 1 times 8, negative 1 times negative 8, 2 times 4, negative 2 times negative 4. Those are all the ways that you can get a positive 8. Okay, we don't use double negatives. Yes?
If we don't use double negatives, do we really have to?
So we don't use these. So we would have two pair to choose from. You can use them on the C's, just not on the A. And that will make sense later. Okay, so factors for C. We have negative 15. I just start with 1 and kind of work my way up. 1 times negative 15, negative 1 times positive 15. 2 is not a factor. 3 is, though. 3 times negative 5, negative 3 times positive 5. 4 is not a factor. 5, we're going backwards, so that's it. Okay. So here is the guessing part. You want to guess which pairs might work. Unless your number's gigantic, you usually want to try the mid-sized one first. So I'm going to start with the 2 and the 4 and use that one. Again, my middle number is a negative 14, which is really not, 15 is really high. So I would probably not start with those two. I'm going to start with these. So let's just start with the first one, 2, 4, and 3, negative 5. Okay, so we're going to start with firsts and seconds. So 2 times 3 are the first numbers, plus now the second numbers, 4 times negative 5. So 6 minus 20 is negative 14. Oh, got it in 1. Okay, sometimes you get it in 1. So those are your 2 factor pairs. Most of the time at the beginning, you're going to have to do 2 or 3 or 4 tests. You might even have to like go in the margin because it's hard. You have to get good at guessing, and that takes a little bit of practice. Okay, so draw your 2 pairs of parentheses. Your A terms go in the first position, so 2 and 4, split the X's. Your C's go in the second position, and this is where we're going to guess. Now, I'm going to use a pencil because I'm going to deliberately guess wrong so you know what this looks like when it's wrong. So let's say that we went plus 3 minus 5. And now we're going to multiply. So here we go. Distribute the 2x. 2x times 4x is 8x squared. 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x. Now go straight down and distribute the 3. 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Add it up, you get 8x squared plus 2x minus 15. So we're really close, but this middle term is wrong. The middle term is supposed to be negative 14. All right, so if you get the wrong answer, switch the C's. So we're going to erase these. We're going to put in negative 5 on the left, plus 3 on the right. and remultiply. So here we go. Take the 2x and distribute. 2x times 4x is 8x squared. 2x times 3 is positive 6x. Now just go straight down, distribute the negative 5. Negative 5 times 4 is negative 20x. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. So that gives us 8x squared minus 14x minus 15, and that works. That's what we started with. So we are done.